Welcome back to an episode of the Wrestling Aroundup. It's been that long since I've done one. It's been about 2 months. I've got it wrong. This is the Wrestling
bloody
Aroundup.
forgot.
It's our news show. Anyhow, so as it's a news show, joining me is Terry Peters. Terry Peters, how are we doing?
Bonjour, mon ami. Hello.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers for that, Peters.
Welcome. I am French.
Right, yes. I don't know what to do with that. What's happened? I've been gone for like a month. What's happened?
Thierry Peters, isn't it?
Thierry Peters, just come out of nowhere.
That's a bit banterous for this, though, so less of that, please. As it's a
Speaking of
news
banter,
show,
do you know what it was nearly a year ago?
what?
Terry and the Wasp.
Again, so this is news only.
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
what people join this.
No, but I think
find
that
out
was
what's happened
I think that
this week's world of wrestling.
I think that was actually in the news, though, wasn't it? Terry versus the Wasp.
It's too banterous. Save it for Wednesday, please. As it is a news show, let's get some order in. We obviously have a world-class wrestling journalist in the form of Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Have you listened to our last week's show? Because that was very banterous.
No, Lewis. Why haven't I listened to last week's show?
Well, actually, if you look on the podcast feed, I think you'll see it was released last Wednesday at 10:37, not 20 minutes ago.
So, ridiculous. That's why I haven't listened, but I will. And
But I've backdated it, so you can pretend it came out last week.
Right, okay. Yeah, just make us look worse.
Yeah, that's better.
You should forward date them all, so
I'm
always look like they've just come out.
I'm gaslighting the audience. I've not seen the new episode this week, and boom, there was one there from a week ago.
And
I
also,
swear gaslighting is the most out of context term that's ever been used.
yeah,
People just use it on Twitter and don't know what it means.
that's just Twitter, isn't it? People do
Well,
say
yeah,
things
it's
on Twitter
just
and
like-
don't know what anything means.
It's just left wing people shouting at other left wing
I
people.
don't think that's the case at all. I think you're imagining things.
Don't gaslight me.
And right, again,
You're probably the only
let's get on
person
with
to
the
have
news.
used it in its correct context.
But
But don't gaslight. Don't be a cunt.
Peters, this is the news show. Shut the fuck up.
I'm just
Jesus
making.
Christ.
I like making.
Save
up.
it for Wednesday.
Mute him.
Jesus. Kick him out of the group. He's muted him. Thank God for that. Also joining me is the ever-present, world-renowned, wonderful Scoop L.
Scoop L.
Do you have any scoops?
I got some fucking big scoops for you, I tell you. Let's tell you for free.
What are the scoops?
Hayden Carter and Katana Chance could be factored into creative soon.
Is that Casey Catanzaro,
Yeah, that's the one.
the one
Yeah.
who was an American Ninja Warrior?
Sure was.
Are they tag team champions? Have they been?
I think they were.
Did they get called up in the draft? That doesn't really mean anything.
Yes, whilst they were champs, but now they're not champs.
Right. Oh, so that makes sense. So they've got the titles off them, and then they can come in.
Yeah, possibly. But now they could be factored in. I think they got drafted to SmackDown. And WWE are doing a media junket for Money in the Bank. So let's work on accreditation.
Yeah, there we go. And we need to be taken seriously as a news podcast. So no more banter for the rest of the show.
Fucking hell.
Please.
I've got all the scoops here. Andrade's heading back to AEW.
Oh, well, yeah. What do you mean? Employed wrestler is going to work for a company
He
he's
was-
employed by.
He was at the May 10th AEW Dynamite tapings. He was going to do a segment backstage with Tony Khan where it's like, please let me on TV, a bit like Miro and Thunder Rosa did. And then he was going like, hey, it's okay because we got a collision. But Andrade was like, nah, fuck that. It sounds shite. Didn't do it.
As we will get into later on. And we'll start with the big news then.
Can unmute Terry now.
Yeah. Is he unmuted? Good.
He's got to give us permission. No, he's got to give us There
There
you
we
go.
I can't believe you muted me. What a dickhead.
It was necessary.
No.
Scoop L, I appreciate that.
No,
right,
no,
the
but
big
no.
news is then we have a big shiny new belt. The undisputed WWE title has been merged again. We finally got rid of the red/blue belt and the old belt, and we've just decided to make everything gold.
It's not really an undisputed title, though, is it?
Well, no, because there's another title. Yeah.
Exactly. But that's my minor issue with it.
I think they'll just drop that though. They'll just eventually drop that, like they did last time.
Agreed. I think it'll just become the new WWE Championship.
I think they'll still call it the Universal.
Yeah.
So undisputed Universal title now.
Yeah, undisputed WWE Universal.
Yeah, so they'll just call it WWE Universal title, won't they? But it's the same sort of formula as previous title belts. They've just sort of made the background gold. It was a bit odd, wasn't it? Because when they had the light on it,
He looks
it looked a
worse
lot
with the light
different.
on it.
Yeah, it looks a lot different to when he was walking away with it.
When it has a light on it, it's got the colour of a Nice biscuit. Very pale. Take it away. Ginger nut. It's nice.
There we go. Right, what are the thoughts on the belt? Lad? Jesus Christ, what's happened here?
Join us next week on Biscuiting Around with Terry Beers.
Right, are we custard creams or bourbons?
Oh. No, it's too banterous. We're not doing that.
All right,
Please do the others.
I'll ask you on Wednesday.
We've got a rocky road coming up. Like, we're not going to talk about any
Yeah, all
wrestling.
right. I'll ask you on Wednesday. I'll ask you on Wednesday.
We'll get you top 10 on Wednesday.
Top 10 biscuits.
Right, what do we think of the belt then? Are we disappointed it's the same formula, or are we pleased because we like that formula and it's a nice looking belt? And then let's compare it to the other new belt that we've got, the World Heavyweight title.
It's what it is, isn't it? I prefer the heavyweight title just because it's reminiscent of the big gold belt, isn't it?
Nah, the heavyweight one looks like a prolapse with a WWE badge on it.
No,
I die on that hill.
I like it. I think you're outnumbered here, Peters.
Yeah, I probably am, but I quite like the new one. When I saw it with the lights, like, ooh, I ain't sure. Then without the lights, like, it's actually quite nice.
I'm disgusted by it.
Why?
It's just a bit boring, isn't it? Just
Because it's the same.
We've had that for 10 years, but also I'm more disgusted / concerned because I don't know what they're going to do. If we accidentally lost the lineage of the WWE Championship.
No, it's involved in that.
I know, but
that's a good point.
It's the Universal Championship now. It's all 1,000 days, but he's only been WWE champion for like 400 and some days. What are we doing? Because New Japan did this. They merged two titles. All of a sudden, like it's a new title, and they just kind of retired the old World Championship for no reason. And that annoyed me, even though I don't watch New Japan.
Have they completely fucked up their own world title from dating back to 1963?
No, because I think
it concerns me. It concerns
they'll just
me
count this. I think they'll just count it in this.
Yeah, they will.
But didn't this happen?
But then which do they get rid of? Because then you end up with three WWE titles.
You got to retire one. Like when they merged the WWE with the World Heavyweight was just retired on it, and they carried on the lineage of the WWE.
According to Wikipedia,
if they carry on the lineage of this, then Roman's not a 1,000-day champ.
So according to the Wikipedia, which is obviously a reliable source of information, Roman is still WE and Universal Champion.
Yeah, because he walked away with all 3 belts today. That's what he should do. But I think
it's a good point because
they should have just waited until Roman lost it. One, because he could do the whole thing with the 2 belts, which is cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then 2, you give your new big gold belt, this big gold, they're both big golds now, but you know what I mean, to the new champion, Jey Uso.
It's a good point what you've raised because they're all about making new records. The record is on the Universal title.
Yeah.
So they're going to retire the World Heavyweight title, aren't they?
They've only just started.
Yeah, I know, but then they aren't going to retire their own WWE title dating back to 1963.
Well, they might do. New Japan did it by accident. So if these guys do it,
I think the World Heavyweight title is already the one that's on the chopping block. Isn't it?
You're all thinking too much into this, and they'll just fucking pick and choose which one they want to go with. Companies do this all the time, don't they? You know, when 2 companies merge, they just say, "Yeah, we've been doing this since the 1840." And then they'll buy another company that's been going like 2 years longer. We've been doing this since 1838. They'll just pick and choose like that.
It's true. I've been 12 years at a company. It's a month old.
Exactly. They'll just pick. And if you bought a company that was older, you'd be.
I know, but it's just
in the same field that had been doing it for 20 years.
How is the Wikipedia article going to work? How is the Wikipedia article going to work? That's what concerns me the most.
You can't pay any attention to Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's a reliable source of information.
Yeah, should be allowed in Scott.
Should be allowed in universities. Up the Wikipedia.
They haven't thought of this though. This is what concerns me, Ross.
No, they haven't thought of Wikipedia. I could go on there now.
No, just the
first World Championship carried around a bag of dicks instead of a title, and nobody would be able to prove me different.
I made a change to Wikipedia once that lasted a week. It was great.
Lube made one that lasted forever.
What's that?
Affectionately known as Ben.
That was you, man. You didn't know what was there. We were there.
Is myself and Shana one still there?
Still there. I don't know.
I don't check it that often. But no, look, I think you're getting concerned, and WWE they rewrite their own history.
Yeah, this is what concerns me.
So they're clearly
myself and Shana one's.
They're just going to keep the lineage of both belts.
But then it's how do you keep the lineage of both if it's just one title, Ross? Am I thinking too much into this?
Yes.
Yeah. This hasn't the new heavyweight title taken on the lineage of the WWE title.
No, it's
And
just a
then
brand
the-
new championship.
No, it's just a new. No, the World Heavyweight title's taken on the lineage of the old Big Gold.
And let me
But
tell
not
you
if you
about
go on
that.
the not if you go on the
No,
WWE
but
website.
not if you go on the Wikipedia either.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
about that lineage. It was given to Triple H. Nobody cares about lineage.
But on
Yeah,
that
I
one,
do.
they then carried over from WCW.
Oh yeah, 'cause
No, it was the
'cause
same belt, different
Vince
championship.
Russo had the fucking belt in WCW.
Did they? Oh, on Wikipedia, it's got the same lineage. Screw you, Wikipedia. Down the Wikipedia.
Nobody cares about lineage of belts. The Intercontinental title, it was given to Pat Patterson. Spoiler alert, he didn't really win the tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, but then
it
it's
was
like
just given to him.
Yeah, no, but now it's got like 50 years of history behind it.
Who cares?
You can't just retire the WWE Championship
They're
because
not
you.
retired
you-
it, they've merged it.
Do you know what? They're only doing this because Roman Reigns got COVID a year and a half ago. The only reason they merged him, they weren't even planning on merging him until that night.
So we're still blaming COVID for something.
It's so stupid. The whole thing.
Are we a set
And
of
then
Tories?
they managed to get it off. They managed to get it off Rock, and I thought, okay, we're good now. Then he put it back on him like a week later. Merged your titles, don't know what to do. Now we've got a third world title. That's a mess. And now these two are the same championship with a different championship. What's going on?
They're
What's
just going to
going on?
pick and choose out. They're going to keep it as his 1,000-day reign, and then when he loses it or whatever, they're going to go back to San Martino, whether
They better go back to the WWE Championship lineage. That's better be how this ends.
I think it will. They're just going to have both. They're going to have the cake and eat it.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
What happens is Roman loses title, and then Bray Wyatt wins it and brings back the Fiend belt, and that replaces all the belts. So,
Oh, God.
fuck you all.
Yes, that needs to happen. Right, that's enough on belts. The man with the belt, then, he had his ceremony on Friday night on SmackDown. Heyman was there. Triple H was there. And we had, well, it was with Solo Sikoa, interrupted by the Usos. And Solo Sikoa said they're my brothers. But he's sided with Triple H. Imagine. Just out of nowhere. Triple H.
Triple H, showed his face, didn't he? After slagging Roman off, going, "Oh, we're making a new belt because this guy fucking doesn't defend anymore." And then, like a month later, it's like, "Oh, you're so amazing, Roman. There's a new belt."
Yeah, he's always been cowardly, hasn't he? Solo Sikoa has turned on his brothers and sided with Roman Reigns. He did the Samoan spike to Jimmy. And then this was what I didn't see this at the time when I was actually watching the clip, but I've seen it on Twitter about a million times later. As they're walking away, I think it's Heyman says, "What about Jay?" And Roman says, "Jay will fall in line like he always does." Clever. It's one of them you don't hear it in the crowd because you want to catch it on the TV cameras. What do we think of this then? Civil War again.
Well, we're getting a big stonking tag match, are we?
Who's Oliver Cromwell? And who's the king? Roman's the king, isn't he?
Yeah, one with the gold.
And Jimmy. He's Oliver Cromwell.
No, if you ever read up on Oliver Cromwell, he's not a man you want to be associated with.
Is he not? I just heard his name. I heard his name at the weekend.
No,
Just
up the king.
he's not.
Terry's just learning about the Civil War this weekend. Terry's been to the fucking York Castle Museum this weekend.
He's got he's a right pencil neck geek.
He's an absolute religious fanatic, and he arguably made the country worse. So.
He tried to get Charles I executed.
He banned Christmas.
He banned Christmas, yeah. He banned a lot of stuff.
Up the king, fuck the Cromwell.
Any the guy who banned 9 pinball, and that's now we've got 10 pinball in.
But he was.
It's like him or everybody. If it was one of them weird guys, the weird like little beard guys, right?
He was little, as he was massive.
Yeah, he's like a little beard, don't he?
Yeah,
One fluff beard.
He was right shagger as well. He's got loads of kids.
With Cromwell,
Yeah.
Henry VIII is history's notorious.
9 kids, 9 Cromwells.
Right, yeah. Enough of Cromwell. What's happened here? This is the news. We're trying to be taken seriously so we can get in the media scrum at Money in the Bank.
History and around.
What do we think? Because obviously it's Jimmy versus Roman at the minute. However, the fans, I guess, you go on Twitter and everyone loves to create their own graphics, don't they? They're all saying that Jay still won. Lou, you came on here and said Jay was still the one.
I said this before the Cody match, I think, didn't I? That it's Jey Uso is the real guy who's going to finish the story.
So is Jimmy a placeholder?
Yeah, 100%. Jimmy's how you get to. It's all going backwards now, isn't it? It's all unraveling the way it was before. Like it started with Jay on his own, and then Jimmy came in to help him, and now it's gone back the other way.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get some debuts, some more of the Annoyed family.
Well, Ava Rain, The Rock's daughter, she's sidetracking here, but she's scheduled to have her first match. Is it soon?
I thought she'd already had it.
First televised match, I believe.
Ah.
In NXT.
She's in Schism, now, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think if you bring her in, though, you've got to bring The Rock in, haven't you? If you do that.
I know, but
I think we're more likely to laugh to Rikishi.
There's nothing wrong
who's
with
left?
Rikishi.
There's some other Anoa'i, isn't there? But who's left?
It's the Wild Samoans, isn't it? Oh, do you mean the younger one?
Rikishi to come back?
Yeah.
You've got Jacob Fatu, haven't you? And
do you want MLW?
Yeah.
Well, they're not friends at the minute, because there's a lawsuit going on.
No. I don't know.
There's not that many left, is there?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's loads. Hang on. Right, let me get it up.
Are we trusting Wikipedia?
No.
What the fuck's what's Manu up to these days?
And Seeker.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Deuce who was Snooker's son, wasn't
it?
Yeah.
Deuce. Big old Deuce.
Deuce and Domino.
Sim Snooker.
While we're getting up the old family tree then, I'm going to throw this curveball out there. So, Lou, you're saying Jay's the guy.
Yeah.
Let's say Roman. Clearly, there's going to be the Usos against Sikoa and Roman, probably.
Money in the bank? That would be a class, that. Roman's advertised. That makes sense. Even though he just has a singles match with Jimmy.
I think they have to do the tag match first.
No, I think you do the singles
the
match
big tag match at SummerSlam.
Because Jay's all like, oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy at Money in the Bank, then the big tag match. And then let's say it goes all the way through and Jay wins the title. Jay beats the streak. He topples Roman. What happens to Cody Rhodes?
Adrenaline in his soul.
He just faces whoever at WrestleMania because
does it matter?
No,
Have we shoehorned Cody Rhodes into a story he doesn't belong in?
I think his story is more about just winning the WWE Championship if it still exists at that point. This is why I'm concerned with us, right? Because how can he win the title his daddy never did if he doesn't exist anymore? I mean, sure, he never won the Universal Championship, but he also won alive.
Yeah.
When it was formed. So, yeah. No, I don't think Cody Rhodes was like an interesting bit in it. But it's like, I always compare it to Marvel, right? But it started and ended with Iron Man. This has to then it carried on. But Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is fantastic, by the way. But then this one has to start and end with Jey Uso. It's the only way, I think. He's standing up to... I read a really good Twitter thread about it, how basically it's all the signs of like domestic abuse and bullying between Jay and Roman.
Gaslighting.
So he's got to beat him in the end. I know it's wrestling. That doesn't normally happen like Triple H, Booker T, but I think that's the way it's got to go. It's the only story that makes sense now.
Okay, let's say that happens. We don't know when.
Yeah, and Solo Sikoa comes out and thumbs him.
Okay, so the Annoy family would be pretty much exhausted. However, you have got Tama Tonga, aren't you? He's Samoan descent.
Yes.
No interest in signing him.
Bring in Samoa Joe, who he regularly boasts about him being the only, the Samoan who's not related to any of the other Samoans in the wrestling business. Then we could have Samoa Joe against a Samoan Joe, because he's Joe Anoa'i, isn't he?
Well, that's how he got railed, didn't it? Because he was like, Joe. I think it was Jimmy, wasn't it? Like, look at me, Joe. But on Friday.
Fucking pigeons. Jesus Christ. There's some birds fighting on my roof and it just shit me up.
Pigeons.
Have you seen... I'll go into it on the next one. Sorry.
Save it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so let's say Jay wins the title.
Yep.
What kind of champion is Jay?
He also like a month for losing back to Roman.
Is that not a waste then? That's a waste.
No, because it's about the story, isn't it? It's not about the title win.
Is it about the? But if you,
I think Lou's potentially right. You give it to Jay, loses it a month later, which then Roman's lost all his kind of. He's lost everything basically. Even though he's got his titles back, he's lost his lineage, hasn't he? Of his owning the title for 1,500 days or whatever. Then he just loses it at the next pay-per-view to Cody or someone.
Or,
Then you give Cody his moment, give Cody a good run of it.
and I would hate for it to end this way, but does Jay care about the title? Or does he screw Roman out of the title?
Yeah, you could go down that route as
And
Yeah.
well.
Cody, and then because is it for Jay? It's not about the titles; it's about his family. Cody wins the title; he beats Roman. People will get upset about the finish, but nobody says a thing about Eddie Guerrero winning the title for the first time after Goldberg got involved.
Yeah, I think it needs to go to one of the family. I think if Jay's going to screw him out, then it needs to be because he's helping Solo.
Jimmy. Are we all in agreement that we don't want Jimmy to win the title?
I don't think Jimmy's going to win it. No, I think Jey Uso could win it, and then but he'll have like a Kofi Kingston, Rey Mysterio type reign, I think. But I don't really think he needs to hold it for long. And then I think you can go to Roman versus Solo without the. I think Solo turns on Roman to help Jay win the title. Would be how I would do it. I just don't know when you do it because SummerSlam makes sense, but then also you've kind of got there's more to get out of this, isn't there? Because you've got the singles match between Roman and Jimmy first, and then you would eventually have the tag match. That takes you to SummerSlam.
I still don't think it's even that soon.
Yeah, I think it might be this year, but I don't know.
I think he's still looking at maybe 2024.
Yeah, they had so many wrinkles. It kind of feels like it deserves to finish at WrestleMania, though, I guess.
Yeah, WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
How do you keep it going? Have they gone too early?
No, I don't think so. I keep thinking they've gone too early, but they never do. If anything, they left Sami Zayn's turn too late. But yeah, this seems to be the only, not the only story they care about, but they seem to have meticulously planned this. I think
started at the end and worked backwards, like the Mega Powers imploding.
I think so. I think it was all kind of in some ways an experiment to make the Usos like a top. Well, they've headlined WrestleMania, so they've done that already, haven't they? But yeah, but I just can't see how it satisfyingly ends without anyone other than Jey Uso being the one doing it. Yeah, because again, to take it back to Endgame, imagine if Captain Marvel had come in and just killed Thanos. Oh, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? We're rubbish on it because she only just come in. But Iron Man did it right from the start. Makes sense. Jey Uso's got to do it.
If Jimmy won, would that be like Hawkeye? But
no,
that
would be insane. That'd be like fucking what's the other guy? The guy that changed. Don Cheadle, whoever he is. What's his name?
Chris Evans?
War Machine.
War Machine, that's the one.
Not
That's
Chris Evans.
Random as fuck, wasn't it? Chris Evans.
Did you just say Don Cheadle, the guy that changed, to Chris Evans?
Yeah, I was thinking you meant the guy who was in Fantastic Four and then became Captain America.
No, I was thinking.
Please Google Don Cheadle and Chris Evans and then see what's the difference.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
There's one very big difference. You might not notice it though.
Yeah, Don Cheadle's bald.
Don Cheadle's a lot older.
Yeah, just a minor blood. No, I thought you meant. Sorry, I thought you were on about because he was in Fantastic Four. And it's very rare that they cross over once or in another one.
Yeah, Don Cheadle is played by someone else. Well, Don Cheadle's the actual actor, but the guy who plays, what's his name? Brody. It was played by someone else in Iron Man 1. Anyway, that's beside the point.
He always has a little tash, doesn't
he? Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, I know. He's a famous actor.
Yeah, he asked for too much money, didn't he? Said, "Oh, fuck off," and replaced him. But yeah, it's got to be Jey Uso for me. It's just the only way I can feel it. The only way it feels satisfying, I think, at this point.
Right. We'll stick with WWE then, and go to the other world champion, and him and Will Ospreay have had a back and forth on Twitter.
Again,
is this? I mean, I don't think it will happen. Someone said, well, basically, Will Ospreay wants a match with Seth Rollins. He claims to have history. They had a little tiny Twitter spat 5 years ago.
Yeah, because Seth Rollins tried to use small dick energy on him, didn't he? Oh, just come look at my bank account. Fuck off.
Arguably, it did kind of.
He won.
Seth Rollins thing that it did ruin his first turn last time.
Because he was the sort of people's Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
And people wanting a match. It's not going to happen. I saw somebody on Twitter say, well, Triple H had Jushin Thunder Liger wrestle against Tyler Breeze on NXT, so it might happen. But there's a big difference there is If Jushin Thunder Liger rings WWE and says, I fancy having a match, you got any availability? They'll be like, yes, of course, you're an absolute legend in the business. If Will Ospreay rings up and goes, right, mate, fancy a match, Triple H will go, no.
Yeah, I
You're
think
Will
he'd have
Ospreay,
it.
and there's a reason you haven't been signed by anybody, because you are genuinely one of the most annoying people in the world.
There's a little prick.
Also, the bigger point is he's on an AEW pay-per-view at the end of the month.
It's not happening, is it?
It ain't happening. I think they both know it's not happening. Yeah, be cool if it did happen, but he'd be on Forbidden Door 1 week. It's a very cool week for him because it'd be facing Kenny Omega 1 week and then Seth Rollins the next one. But it ain't gonna happen.
It's
telling you now, it's going to be LA Knight v Seth Rollins. LA Knight's going to cash in. He's going to win the Money in the Bank.
Well, I'm not sure who's qualified. I don't think everyone's qualified yet, but people are getting kicking off on Twitter. I need to get out of wrestling Twitter because
Wrestling Twitter is a cesspit.
It is basically
In the nicest way.
They had Montez Ford against LA Knight, so people kicking off because they wanted them both in there. Well, they've probably got other plans for Street Profits. It's probably going to go after the tag titles or something like that, aren't they? I don't know who else was qualified.
Shinsuke Nax.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Up the next.
Ricochet.
Tricky
Well,
Ricky.
you can't have a ladder match without Ricochet, can you?
No, Tricky Ricky's always going to be in there, isn't he?
I'll get her process.
I'm assuming there's going to be. There's normally 8 these days.
LA Knight, Santos Escobar, or Mustafa Ali.
Right.
Butch or Baron Corbin. And Matt
Baron
Riddle.
Corbin's on NXT this week, isn't he?
Yeah, or Matt Riddle or TBA. I mean, Butch is going to be in there because he's
I reckon that old TBA. He's always good for his money, isn't he?
Who's the TBA? That's going to be Randy Orton.
No, he's done it. Is he not done?
I don't know. Oh, Edge, I think maybe. But then
TBA's like TBA's the new vacant, isn't he?
Do you put Edge in there and then not have him win?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can.
Do we get mad if Edge does win?
Perhaps I won't. Will I?
Haven't you've made your case for LA Knight? Would you get upset if Edge won the Money in the Bank?
No.
Yes, I wouldn't be a fan.
And he cashes it in against Roman in Toronto. He don't win, but he announced it in advance. Big emotional match in Toronto. Beautiful.
And then Christian comes in.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, because Solo Sikoa's going to get involved. Chris will come out to
opens the
nullify the
forbidden
threat.
door.
Yeah.
Opens the AEW Forbidden Door.
But yeah, I think LA Knight's the standout guy in there, isn't he? You know, Butch should be. LA Knight's a heel technically, then, even though he's getting face reactions.
Yeah.
So if you're asking for my prediction, he pushes Butch off the ladder at the end.
May makes sense. Yeah, I would not be mad at that. And give him a go. Do you think he'll win then? Does say LA Knight wins? Does he win the title? Does he beat Rollins?
I don't think Rollins needs a long reign with it.
Yeah.
No, he just needed a guy who was good to start off with.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you need someone that's an established star, don't you, to try and just take that, just to get that title initially on the scene, and then just go where you want with it.
Yeah, and this makes Money in the Bank
so it
exciting
gets retired
again,
in about a year's time.
But it makes Money in the Bank exciting again now that it could actually be cashed in, because I don't think we've really believed the last 3-4 would actually succeed.
In the nicest way, when Otis had it, it was great they won it. He was never going to win. Otis was never going to win.
Should have.
No, I agree. He should have, but he was never going to because I'd have fucking loved it.
Should he? Otis have been world champion?
Mandy was his peach. Come on, Ross.
Should it? That was typical of Vince McMahon.
Peaches.
Fell in love with something for about 5 minutes and he was done playing with it. Well, he went, oh shit.
Not like Austin Theory.
Now we got Miz title in out of that, don't we?
Yeah, because he won it off Otis, didn't
he? Yeah, then he had it for about a week.
But the last one just had me good. Like Austin Theory almost single-handedly killed.
That was terrible.
Well,
I genuinely thought they were going to do it with Theory. I thought they were going to pull the trigger and let him do it.
They have to have him. They have to have this new Money in the Bank winner win the big one.
So
otherwise, what is the point?
Do you want me to go through the last few winners, just so we can?
We did this last week.
We did.
And it took up about 20 minutes of the show.
We went back all the way to the start. Yeah.
We did the women's, didn't we? Because we went through the when they'd actually cashed in, and we worked out the Carmella was the longest hold of it. But fair enough, we'll skip over that.
Mute him.
I've not even done anything wrong this time.
Right then, we will swiftly move on.
Screw
And
you.
We will jump to AEW, and it's been confirmed that CM Punk is coming back on Collision, and he's bringing back his pal who bites people. Steel. He was the biter, wasn't he?
This is not going to end well.
They're in charge of creative. And if you tell me that AEW is not 2000 WCW, I will not believe you because it is exactly the same. They're giving this guy who's clearly a massive douche major power over other people. Wonder the big star on that show is going to be every
It's
time.
all going to end in tears once again, isn't it?
Yes.
What we're saying is it's going to be
gonna
CM Punk versus Steel for the title.
I didn't realize Ace Steel was coming back, to be fair. I didn't realize that had been confirmed, but even before that, I just thought this is all going to end in tears because all Collision is for the people that are just like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So when they actually go up against each other, who's going to give up? Or we're just going to have no matches every week?
It's WCW.
Genuinely, it is. Yeah. No, I agree.
They've rebranded it to look like WCW, and they're slowly turning into WCW.
Yeah. I think Dynamite is fine because you get the people on there that actually want to wear it. But I think this Collision is not going to end well, to be honest with you. I'm already thinking, how long is this going to be before we have a major bust up?
It's a hard time slot, though, isn't it? So you've got to do something. Because Rampage has kind of died a death on a Friday night. Saturday night.
Well, this has kind of overtaken Rampage, I think, hasn't it?
But I mean, I admire him taking the risk. They've obviously invested a lot in CM Punk.
Do you know what the thing is? Yeah, he's a bit of a dick, but he's not a dick. He's just a little.
He'll get viewers.
He ain't afraid to take a risk, is he? Like we said about with the Wembley Stadium thing. Take some stones.
Yeah, fucking hell, I've actually missed that live on the show last week. That's the big return. Wembley Stadium, 29th of August, or whatever it is. Phil, 27. Phil returns.
Big Phil, yes. 7-figure Phil.
Phil is confirmed for AEW All In. Phil Sprout is All In.
We thought he was ignoring us when I left last week.
That's the big news. He got confirmed right at the end of the news show.
The big news I want to know now then is Phil driving, and can we let the car parks know so they can put a protective cushion around all the walls? So they don't bin it into a wall again.
Yeah. No, Phil said he's going to drive the train. So.
God.
Might need to at this rate with all the strikes.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. So what? I mean,
and you missed our Lou trying to turn every star rating into a Booking.com rating.
Well, I will listen to it when Lou decides to upload it.
It's uploaded. It's uploaded.
Yeah, well, isn't it? When it's not uploaded 1 second before we start doing the next show. But going back to AEW Collision then, I don't think anybody else has been announced for it. You just said that Andrade won't take part in it.
I think you'll see Thunder Rosa on it.
Again, yeah, because she's popular in the AEW.
Yeah.
Never has a few people on it. Samoa Joe's on it, isn't he?
I think you'll see Jericho more on there than you will Dynamite, personally.
Yeah, because Jericho does what's good for Jericho, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Jericho's engineered a world title shot.
The thing is, fair play to Jericho. He's very smart in the business.
He's engineered the first feud against CM Punk Jericho out of absolutely nothing.
I think you may see Miro on there, the Forgotten Man. I don't know.
I think he's advertised for it.
Is he on there? Is it?
Yeah. Is anyone bothered by Miro?
Yeah, exactly.
He is.
The shine's gone on it. The Rusev Day stuff is when he was white hot. They never pulled the trigger, and he's never been as white hot since. Unfortunately,
he's right back all over again, isn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah,
but even when Rusev Day was going on, and me and Lou was there. We was at WrestleMania for Rusev Day, weren't we? And it was nuts. But nobody actually cared about Rusev. They just liked saying Rusev Day. If
it's a bit like
if he'd won the title like he was in the thing for, everybody would have forgot about it in a month.
It was a bit like the Ty Dillinger 10 thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On the Collision poster that I've got here from Metro News, you've got Andrade, FTR, Miro, House of Black, and that's it. I was going to say a blonde lady, but that's Julia Hart who's with them.
That's going to be a real good show, that, isn't it, with FTR on it.
Oh, she got
Snoozeville.
Orange Cassidy is another one. Orange Cassidy's on there.
Oh yeah, because he's a draw, isn't he?
Samoa Joe's on there.
Yeah, I love Samoa Joe.
MJF as well.
MJF is on there because he had to Photoshop Punk off, didn't he? So
yeah,
they stuck the champ on there.
I think that's Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure MGF has come out and said that he don't want to work on the same show.
Yeah. But so having read all these,
Yeah, Powerhouse
and
Hobbs.
you guys all not caring about any of them, this is why you've got to put CM Punk on it, right?
Yeah.
I think I've been very similar to Rampage. CM Punk will get there, and they will. Oh, this is a new show. Let's watch it for a month, 2 months, and then it will rapidly drop.
The only thing is, though, the only thing that I would say is different this time is that they didn't. This isn't the new. That $1 billion TV deal was obviously just some bullshit posted on the Wrestling Observer forum. And then the guy who posted was like, "Oh, I didn't say anything." So fucking did, anyway, that's the point.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer.
It's now what Dave Meltzer is, some other fucking stooge.
Brian Alvarez.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen, right? Just side note that they've now, because I used to watch Wrestling Observer live on YouTube. It's not on there anymore because they did a poll last week of like which show was better, Night of Champions or Double or Nothing. Night of Champions won. And now they're all like, oh, all these kind of randomers are ruining the experience for our loyal subscribers, so you got to pay to listen to it now. Anyway, so beside the point.
They'll get as many views as Rampage now, then.
But yeah, so they've just expanded. They've not expanded it. They've just added another show on. So the TV deal's still on next year. So they've got to try. They can't just do what they've done with Rampage.
No, they have to. I think they have to try. And I think.
Whereas I don't think they're trying with Rampage now.
No, and I think clearly whoever the TV exec, Tony Khan hasn't just said, "I'm going to do another show." The TV execs have probably approached him and say,
"Yeah,
we'll give you this slot. What can you do?"
Yeah, because that's what the thing with wrestling fans are always like, "Oh, why aren't they ruined on this night?" It's like because they're not fucking.
No,
they don't
them.
own the
Wrestling
station.
doesn't have any power.
Yeah.
They've said you've got these hours. Do you want them or not?
I mean, a lot of it is to do with the
imagine
writers'
it's
strike,
set.
isn't it? And wrestling writers aren't unionized, so that's a lot.
Are the AEW ones different to WWE though, in the way that they're about to strike him?
They don't have any writers, do
Who?
they? AEW.
I heard that they were different. That's why WWE writers have never gone on strike, but it was quite a threat to AEW. I'm sure I heard that last week.
No, I think from what I remember, it was that because they're on Warner stations, aren't they? They're a bit like, oh, potentially
That
about
might
using
be it.
scripted programming. Yeah.
That might be it then.
Whereas USA Network don't care because WWE's the only thing that draws any viewers on that network.
They're going to have to do something after the initial buzz dies down, I think. And right now, there's not that many wrestlers they can go get.
Well,
what are you going to do, brother?
Yeah, you could bring in Hulk Hogan.
Running wild on Collision.
They've brought in Sabu now, so I'm
what
assuming
was that? Right.
Hogan's ban is lifted.
I'm sorry, but why was Sabu there?
Why not?
Because Tony Khan's a big ECW fan.
I saw a meme, and it was someone jumping through the window on The Simpsons. It's just like, I'm here for no reason. Here's Sabu.
Yes.
I think you're all forgetting that Goldberg is going to be on Collision in the next 6 months.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, genuinely. I think you're right.
Which is a smart move for people who don't watch AEW regularly.
Yeah, but I mean this in the nicest way, right? It's a Saturday night. Just make it the show for the Neds. Put your guys from New Japan in hour-long matches on there.
Yeah, because losers watch it.
Because they love it, and they'll watch it anyway. And I don't even mean that in a rude way. It's like there's a reason Fox put SmackDown on Friday night. It's because wrestling fans are staying in and watching it, and other shows always die a death. It used to be called the Friday Night Death Slot, didn't it? It's just it is what it is. It's just that's why WWE have moved to Saturdays now. It's just that's what happens, right? So just go with that. Just do that. Make it for the hardcores.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because if you're a hardcore fan, the Forbidden Door card looks quite tasty, doesn't it?
Yeah,
nice and spicy.
They've got Ospreay and Omega, which now I think means we're going to get CM Punk and Omega all in.
And Daniel Bryan
Okada, yeah.
Is that on Forbidden Door?
Yeah.
I did because I just saw that he challenged him. I didn't know what it was on.
And that's all you need, isn't it? Really, them two matches will sell it alone, I think.
Okay. And I've got two more stories, so we'll stick with AW. Fight Forever gameplay video has been released. A few notable things I saw: Darby Allin just skateboarding in the middle of a match, so I'm skateboarding the ramp, and then I saw a pin fall, get split up by a bomb.
Yeah,
someone chucked a bomb to split up a pinfall.
Yeah,
I mean the graphics aren't as good as some of the 2K ones.
I don't think they're meant to be.
No, I was going to say I don't care. It seems more fun.
It's meant to be more of an arcade game, and like you say, it looks ridiculous. But am I interested in playing it? Of course I am, because do I want to just chuck a bomb at somebody? Yes. To break up a pin? Obviously. It looks ridiculous. And the blood looks really OTT as well.
I think there's light tubes and stuff in there. They've got a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that you don't get in WWE games,
Over 50 weapons.
which is good. Because it can't be that hard to program a weapon in these days, can it?
50 weapons, but that's just the Rampage roster. Hey! It's here all week. Not the Rampage collision. Fuck's sake, ruined it. Anyway. Yeah. I think it looks really fun. They've done exactly what they should do.
Yeah,
Wicked nuts.
Yeah, they can't, it's not going to be as good as 2K23 simulation wise, so don't try. This is what they should be doing with the TV shows as well. Make it as different as possible.
Like you say, I think people are going to go, oh, well, the graphics don't look good. Not everyone wants a AAA rated game. Video games for me now, if you want to put it on the easiest difficulty, put it on the easiest difficulty. They're there to have fun, not to stress out. Just have fun with it. Do you know what I mean? It looks ridiculous. That's what it's built for. Because it's meant to be
Terry trying to justify playing Football Manager on easy mode.
You can't. I'm trying to find this team within the Norwegian 6th tier.
You want to give North Furby $3 billion? Yeah, do it. It's fun.
You want to save before the big match and then get reset until you win.
I've been playing a Man City database where they've got no players and no money down in the old National League.
What he's not telling you is he's modded the hell out of it. Put loads of mods on there and he still gets sacked.
No, we've got 1.5 billion pounds worth of debt.
Yeah, death, taxes, and therapies getting sacked off Football Manager.
Damn right.
that is it.
I'll tell you what, I'm struggling to get into a save at the moment with it. I'm in a bit of a rut with it.
Yeah, it's not been a very good game this year.
No, it hasn't. Hopefully next year.
Fight Forever is going to be a decent game. I don't know if a price has been released. I hope it's overpriced.
I was going to say usually about the 50 quid. Isn't
That's
it?
quite cheap now, actually.
Yeah, it's normally like 60, 70
What
quid.
What platforms is it on? PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the new one?
I believe it's on Switch.
There'll be a Switch game at some point, yeah.
Is it on Switch as well and PC? Okay.
Yeah.
I would probably avoid the Switch one personally.
That's what I'm getting on. I'm going to give it a go.
It's a type of game for Switch, though, because it's low rate. It's fun, isn't it? So
True.
I keep needing to buy more Switch games just so I can justify buying a Switch. So.
I need to do it. Get there, Luigi's Mansion 3. It's really good. I suppose it depends how in depth if they've got like a story mode and stuff. 'Cause that's the thing with WE, like the story mode is really in depth, isn't it? But
no, it's not. It's shite.
There we go.
Apparently, the GM mode on the AW game is an actual GM mode.
Yeah, that does feel like a very missed opportunity with the new game.
Not like WE where it's just, book this match.
But the same four matches, tag single.
Yeah, you can have like 10 people on your roster.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is basically the Pro Evo to WWE's FIFA, right?
It
might not look quite as good, but it's going to be fucking class.
They've tried to base it on No Mercy, haven't they, apparently?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them. I hope it works out.
But then we have still got other wrestling games on the horizon.
We was discussing it. Did you find out what it was called?
Yeah, you got WrestleQuest.
WrestleQuest.
Little RPG.
WrestleQuest.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but I already want it.
I think it sounds.
It looks really good.
Oh, it's on the Switch as well. Oh my god!
It's got loads of wrestlers in it, like
it's got Legion of Doom, Sergeant Slaughter, Rick Rude, Andre the Giant, Jake the Snake, and fucking Macho Man. I think that's Rick Rude. I think that's meant to be Rick Rude.
Mustache guy.
And bear in mind, you've also still got Virtual Basement's Wrestling Code in development, which is the indie wrestling game, which they've based on Here Comes the Pain.
Yes. I forgot about that one. It's been on for a while.
That's got loads. The roster looks really good.
I'll tell you, it is a decent game as well. Pro Wrestling Sim. Not as in depth as TW and a lot more easy to play because it's a lot more understandable.
TW got confusing, didn't it?
Yeah, I would recommend Pro Wrestling Sim, and you can carry your databases over from TW to Pro Wrestling Sim. So I would recommend it. It's about 15 quid.
Pro Wrestling
Future is bright for wrestling games and
Doki Doki Literature Club as well. It's another good one.
I know a bit about Doki Doki Literature Club.
I don't know what that is.
Sarah's furiously Googling Doki Doki Literature Club.
No, I've heard of it, and I believe it's a highly sexualized anime game.
I believe.
You believe it because it's in your PlayStation at the minute.
Up the wanks.
Right then, the last piece of news is Kurt Angle has been talking about what I think is genuinely, I was going to say the greatest storyline of all time. The most memorable storyline of all time. His angle with Booker T. We've covered it. He was talking about it, and there's some great quotes.
Okay.
So if anybody doesn't know this storyline, he had basically Kurt Angle got the hots for Sharmell. Unhealthy obsession, I think that's the good way of putting it. And he wanted raw bestiality sex with her. These are some quotes.
You just
So
love
he said-
quoting that line. That's the
Yeah,
most
do you?
quoted line in wrestling around history.
So this is what Kurt Angle said on his show. I totally regret it. I didn't want any part of it. Even though I got to wrestle Booker, I'd rather not wrestle Booker than do what I had to do with Sharmell. And then this is my favorite quote. I think even more than that. He said, Vince had this thing that, for some reason wanted me to be a pervert. Which I think is my favorite quote from any podcast whatsoever. Does that not sum up Vince McMahon? Oh, God. And he believed that WWE's executive chairman asked him to do it as he had dated African-American women in the past.
God's sake.
Vince is coming back to save wrestling. And it ended prematurely. The feud, not the bestiality sex.
For God.
Yes.
That was the entire reason for this story to be on it.
Yeah, I've had that joke in my longer for ages.
He's planning it. You can see him. He's been planning it all day.
See the cogs wearing. Right, that's been the news then.
Wait. I've got to call someone out.
Oh, God.
Because Dave Meltzer is a little pussy.
Oh.
There we go.
Obviously, listen to last week's show. Listen to the Franklin star ratings. And release his star ratings, which I'm just going to say it right now. Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, they're very wrong.
I'm just going to run down, and I'll if I can remember what my star ratings are. I think I can. So Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, I give it 4.25. It's 3.5 all day long.
I've not seen it, so I was expecting higher.
Cody Rhodes versus Brock, I give 4 stars, which I think is just copied off me.
Yeah,
That's right. That's what happened. Yeah.
The main event, Owens, Zayn, Reigns, and Solo.
Oh, this is a disgrace.
4.5. That's like a 6 or 7 all day long.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do it, can he? You can't do it.
Friend of the show, Sidgwick, was saying it's because Dave rewards innovation. And
that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
Anyone remembers the fucking ref bump?
I
didn't remember how he got to that position.
Because he was on about the criteria. He was on about the criteria.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't know there was a criteria.
No, have you seen it, Dave?
There
Dave
isn't.
Meltzer. No, it's scientific because Dave Meltzer said some matches he hates, but he has to give them nice star ratings.
Oh no, we'll get there. So
Yeah.
I did reply to Sidgwick, who was replying to Kenny. He was saying, he hadn't betrayed his star ratings. If the stars were the other way around, he would have betrayed his star rating. He didn't get a reply.
Yeah, because it didn't make any sense. What was that?
So
the stars the other way around.
No, so Sidgwick was saying that by not giving the main event of Night Champions 5 stars, he didn't betray the star rating. But I said, if that had got 5 stars, and the AEW main event would have got 4.5 stars. If that stars rating was the other way around, the star rating would have been betrayed.
Oh, right.
Give Gunter Ali 3.75, and that was 4.5 all day long. Bianca versus Asuka gave 3.25. I think I did that at 3.5. What he's got way wrong though, biggest wrong of the night, he gave Rhea Ripley and Natalya. Well, he didn't even rate it. No stars. And that was a 10-star match.
It was.
Was it a squash?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be 10 stars or minus 10 stars.
The Franklin mathematics came out for the star rating on that one.
Yeah. Terry got a reply to his tweet to Sidgwick as well.
Then he gave Lynch and Stratus 3.25, and it's 2.5 all day long.
Yeah. So what you're saying here is live on the show is Dave Meltzer's a coward.
He's a little pussy, yeah. Fight me on Lidl car park. Calling him out now.
Imagine if he turned up.
Oh,
He's jacked as well.
He is stacked. He is stacked. We've seen him live, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, he was only like a minor wrestling figure now, wasn't he? I mean, he still is, but you know what I mean? Like,
No,
we didn't really know him as much as yeah. I feel like over the pandemic, him and Alvarez really came into their own, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, since AEW, really.
He wound me up because it was a Progress card on that event in New Orleans, and there was one point where everybody was on the feet, and it was like, "Wow, this is nuts!" And he won.
Yeah, he was typing.
Yeah, and he was wearing a rank green hoodie as well, so that was us against him. We're waiting to see what this reply to Terry Peters' tweet is.
They just replied, "What?"
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Right, that's been the news then. On Wednesday, we are doing the next installment of the Rocky Road. So join us.
Yeah, I should apologise to the listeners because they're expecting Spring Stampede 98, but I forgot to watch it, and also we forgot to tell you to watch it.
You did it. You did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I was about to watch it, and then you said, no, let's not watch it.
Ooh, these men. Ooh.
Yeah, so my fault.
So, but we'll know Rocky Road. We all love Rocky Road. So it's a good.
Do like me.
It's a good concept.
Well, we're doing the famous I Quit match.
There we go. Yeah, the Royal Rumble. Sickening. It's always hard to watch. But we'll get there on Wednesday. So, Terry Peters, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Scoop Bell, thanks for joining us.
Scoop Bell.
Thank you, everybody, for listening and joining us on Wednesday for another episode of Wrestling Around.
Why can't I find the record button? Oh, there it is.